Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. We're back today with an Antimatter Games Deep Wars model. Well, at least he should be Deep Wars. I think he can also be a ShadowSea model, because he is a fishman. And not just any fishman, he's Icthelion, Lord of the Seas. I don't know what that was all about. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't know what came over me. Anyway, Icthelion here is a personality model. He is the leader of the Naiads? Something like that. Is it on here? Because I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. He's a sea shaman. A shaman. Shaman the shaman. Yeah, he's a Nereid. I was right. Okay. So anyway, comes with a nice tarot card that has everything pertinent to him in terms of gameplay all right there, as well as on the back in case you need to keep track of those stats. Personally, I like using glass beads and stuff, but, you know, if you have the card sleeves and you can just whiteboard them. Use a whiteboard marker on them. That makes more sense. So here is the beginnings of Icthelion, and he's quite a big model, just judging by the size of our witch hunter friend there. Nice and pointy. Not Kotobukiya pointy, where he's drawing blood as I try to touch him, but not many models can be. Let's see. Obviously, he's going to have his tail. I do like the fins on there. That's kind of a cool touch. But I expect to see that kind of touch when it comes to Antimatter Games, because they obviously know what they're talking about when it comes to marine life, and I would be disappointed if they didn't. Cool custom base, as always. That's going to be a wonderful joy for me to try to attempt to figure out what colors to use as I sit there and stare at it for weeks on end with the model completely painted, which is usually what happens with Deep Wars models. I do a quick job, I'm really good about getting them painted, and then I just get absolutely stuck trying to figure out what colors should I use for the base. But lots of colors would probably work. So you can see here, tail has a little bit of cleanup issues. We're going to have to clean up. I'm assuming this peg, I was going to say, oh, that needs to be cleaned off. No, it's actually going to slot right into the base. So he's actually sitting there kind of curling, curving, and floating around his custom rocky outcropping. Over here he has even more horns, I'm guessing? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It looks like they might go in here. And a big old gnarly coral trident. I'm assuming it's coral. Nope, it's a volcano trident. And I know that because it says it right here. It has armor break and unstable. So maybe he ripped it out of a volcano? Who knows? So not too complex, but do be careful getting these pieces trimmed off because they are quite thin and can be fragile if you're not careful. But you know me. I'm never careful. Let me go get this stuff built, and we'll take a look at him, and I'll grab some other models, and we'll show them all to you, because that's what we do here. Hold up. All right, we got Icthelion all put together here, and I will admit I did not do the best job of actually building him. Let me show you why. I did a wonderful job of actually gluing him down to an old tablecloth work mat that I use, and you can see the remains of it, and I tried to clean it up, but I did not do the best job. I also did not do the best job of actually putting him together straight. Yeah, that was kind of bad, but I don't know. Maybe I'll green stuff it, maybe I'll just leave it and call it a day. I'm not 100% sure, but he is a nicely sculpted model, and I want to say he was originally a 3D sculpture, render, whatever you want to call them, because I know that I've seen they are offering him as an STL file now. But I mean, this was a cast resin model direct from Antimatter, and I gotta say, it's quite cool. Normally, like I said, I'm not really into mermaids or mermen for that matter. That just, it's silly, like centaurs. If I want half man, half something, I'd rather, you know, they have bits and pieces of all of it put together. But he does look quite lordly and impressive. And when you take a look further out and you put him with some other models, even more so. Grabbing some human models. So you can see he doesn't look exactly like much of a pushover. Here's an actual Antimatter Deep Wars model and a good old witch hunter friend here. And one of the nice things is if you do plan on trying any of Antimatter's games, and I would like you to, you know, give them a good look. They're nice, easy to learn, you know, simple but deep type game systems, and I think there's a lot going on there. And one of the cool things about Icthelion here and the mer people in particular is that they are dual purpose models. So they have amphibious like qualities, which means you can have them sliming around on the ground for ShadowSea, or you can have them in their natural environment underwater in Deep Wars. So you can get a lot of gameplay, and the stats and everything are all the same regardless of where they're fighting it out. And it's kind of based off of the old Song of Blades and Heroes engine. So if you're familiar with that, there's a bit more crunch to it than that, but it still plays pretty quick and effective. So something to keep in mind on. Also, I mean, if you're going to do like Kings of War and you want some kind of a Forces in Nature army or whatever they were called for the Nereids and all that stuff, I think this is a cool leader HQ type model. I mean, you don't see a lot of dangerous looking merman out there on the market, and this is about the only one I can really think of, and he is quite impressive at that. And yeah, he has nice custom base toppers as well. He's on a 50 in case you're curious. And if I forgot when I originally posted this, because I started this a long time ago. Anyway, so cool model, interesting concepts, and definitely do take a look at Antimatter Games if you're not familiar with them. I'll put a link down below for their website, and hopefully this has been somewhat informative. With that said, this is Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you back here soon too. Bye-bye.